So let's see when you put it in the car again if it will work properly. What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode on my channel. So today it's gonna be a very good episode. I've got all the pieces and bits that I need to rebuild this engine so it doesn't leak anymore and it will work like brand new. And then I'm gonna take it for a spin. I'm gonna put the driver seat back in just temporarily so I can drive it and see if it runs without all those wires that I have plugged in the interior. Let's see how that will work. But before I start this video, guys, please, it helps a lot if you subscribe to the channel if you like the content, because it takes a lot of effort to provide this content to you, and if you guys subscribe, it means a lot and it helps the channel. But as of right now, let's get back to the video. I'm going to show you all the pieces and bits that I got for the engine. So let's go. So here they are, all the pieces and bits that I got for the engine. So we got, of course, oil, some antifreeze, the gasket for the oil pan, the other gasket for the oil pan but in the transmission side, a gasket for the valve cover, a belt, an accessory belt. This is a gasket maker. If there is any place that needs a new gasket that I haven't ordered, that will do. It's good for 329 degrees Celsius. It's a lot. So we have here a rebuilding kit for the turbo because it's leaking. Got a thermostat, a water pump, a fuel filter. These are mounts for the transmission, mounts for the engine, and this is the fuel filter, this is the oil filter. I'm sorry guys, I messed that up. And this is the joint for the prop shaft on the transmission because it is vibrating a lot, and I have looked under it and this is basically gone. So are those ones right there, and the engine mounts. If we are doing all this, you might as well change them as also, because those right there must be the original ones. And that will make a lot of difference in the comfort on the riding of the car. So let's get to work and start disassembling some parts in the top of the engine, some accessories, some hoses, all this, so we can work in the engine easily and have better access, so I can clean it all up to look so it will look almost brand new again. So let's start the work, guys. after about, I don't know, an afternoon of struggle with the engine, I have taken out all the bits and pieces on the top of the engine. The only piece that is needed to take out next is a hard one. It's the sunk. I will be needing to lower the subframe to do that, so I will do that in the last. I'm thinking about changing all the parts on the top side of the engine and then move on to the sunk. But right now, guys, let me show you the mess that is on the shop right now. Look at this bunch of parts from the engine. Here we have the turbo and the water pump. I could not take the pulley out of the water pump. I will do that maybe in my dad's shop. It has the machine there that will be good for this, because this nut here is stuck in place and it's does not want to come out. And that's it, guys. I will do a cleaning in the engine, a little bit at least, on the where the new parts will be in, and for the most oil I will do it at the gas station, because I do not have yet a water jet machine. So we'll do that later on when the engine is all assembled. But as of right now, I will tackle the turbo, trying to rebuild it with the kit that I have purchased, and let's see how it will work out. So let's go. It's after a couple of minutes later, guys. The camera stopped recording, and I haven't noticed it until now that it's all disassembly. But basically it's simple, it's not too much complicated, just a couple of bolts and nuts, nothing too much. So as you can see, the parts are laying around. We have the fan of the turbo. That part I'm not gonna mess with it because it's the most important and it needs to be balanced, and the turbo was functioning right, so that I will not mess. I will just clean up all the cases and all the tubes, the oil tubes and all of that, and go from there. I have a couple of diesel in here, so it helps with the cleaning process. So let's start with the cleanup, guys. Finally, I finished it up with a turbo rebuild. I hope the turbo is functioning right, because the turbo can get unbalanced and it will ruin it basically. Hopefully it's not the case, because if it is, then it will be a mess and very expensive thing that could happen. So let me show you how it is right now. Here it is, rebuilt, all back to spec, a couple of new joints. So let's see when you put it in the car again if it will work properly. At least it's spinning freely, but I don't know. It spins at a lot of RPMs when it is in the car, and the minimum unbalance will ruin it basically. So let's see. Now what I'm gonna do is dive in the cowl to see if the blower is working or not, because I do not have any air in the interior, blown in the interior, so I need to see that. So the next thing will be taking out the hood. Hopefully I can do it by my own, and then dive in the cowl, taking all apart and see inside. So let's get to work, guys. It's been a couple of hours, it's already late in the day. As you've seen, I have removed the hood and removed also the cowl, disassembled it all, and reached finally the blower motor. So my diagnosis is that the wires are not doing the contact correctly, so it only turns on if I go there and mess with the wires. So that means that the final stage resistor is okay. That's a good tip, guys. Before you buy a final stage resistor, check the wires, because of the years they gain corrosion, and then later they do not work correctly. So that was a little messy and difficult, but it's worth the money. It's better doing this than buy a resistor and still and the blower still don't work. So let me show you. It still does not fire up, does not start every time. I still need to sand the connectors to get rid of the rust. I do not have sanding paper here right now, So let me show you, let's see if it'll work now. I plugged in the Climatronic, the new one. Okay, as you hear, it is working right now. It worked the first time, so that is a good sign. But still I will pick up a sandpaper and pass it in the connectors just to get rid of all the corrosion. I still have to figure out a couple of things with the system, with the cooling system. First of all, is this it's not working, this valve that closes up the air to the cabin. I tried it, it makes a noise, but here nothing happens, so I must reach deep in the dash to see what it's all about. But that will be it for today's video, guys. I have done a lot of work and it's been an exhausting day, but we have made much progress. Let's see in the next one if I can maybe start the engine, pull all the new parts and see if the engine starts up alright. Hopefully the turbo does not blow up. That will be funny, but I don't want that to happen because it will be very expensive to fix, and I don't know if I can, if that happens, I don't know if I can put my savings, more savings into this car. So guys, that will be it. Please like and subscribe and give your thoughts down below in the comments. Remember, I'm not a professional mechanic. I do this at my own risk. If I blow the motor, it's my problem. I'm not trying to teach you guys anything. This is just for entertainment. So guys, see you in the next one, and I hope you like it. Goodbye.